Hey everybody, Dr. Jaime here, and you are about to listen to the Dr. Jaime Show audio experience. I hope you enjoy the tips and advice in this segment. Hey everyone, Dr. Jaime here with the Dr. Jaime Show audio experience. And today I want to chat with you a little bit about the Hawaii false alarm and some of the varying mental health impacts that stem from this. The people in Hawaii were sent into extreme scare about a week ago now, as the alerts went out on a multitude of different avenues, letting people of Hawaii know that a ballistic missile was about to hit and that they needed to seek shelter immediately. It even went further to say, this is not a drill. The scare caused a lot of emotions and had an impact on millions of people across the entire country, not just the state. But that being said, the repercussions of this event are not only negative, and I think it's important to talk about that. So I want to share with you today 4 different mental health perspectives that stemmed from Hawaii's false alarm. So the first one is a reality check. During the potential for a tragedy to occur, people are often given a reality check, right? When people are faced with life and death or loss situations, we tend to quickly put into perspective what matters most to us. Think for a second here. As we reflect on major life events, think massive storms, right? We've chatted about Hurricane Irma before, 9/11, and now the false alarm in Hawaii. Hours before those events, traffic mattered. Buying stuff mattered. And what you were going to wear the next weekend, that mattered. But in the moment of and following each of these events, traffic did not matter, buying stuff wasn't important, and you really didn't care about your clothing at all, to be honest, right? We began together, and I did this during Hurricane Irma, to reflect on the importance of those you love, who you shouldn't have been mad at, and how small you really are on this planet. So the takeaway would be, for several weeks, specifically with the false alarm, for several weeks, people in Hawaii and across the nation, we're going to think about what matters most to us, and we're going to reflect on our altered perspective of life. But this perspective doesn't last long. That's the problem. It is important to pause every once in a while, especially during the chaos of your day, and remember the moments that gave you a reality check and reflect on what matters most to you. So the second mental health impact that stemmed from Hawaii's false alarm that I want to chat with you about is flashbulb memories. Have any of you heard of it? It was something interesting to me that I learned along my journey, my educational journey. So the Hawaii false alarm has the potential to bring back visions, nightmares, and increase stress for people that already have PTSD from similar situations, so post-traumatic stress disorder. This can sort of exacerbate some of the symptoms. But for those people who did not previously have PTSD, there is a high likelihood that they will have created a flashbulb memory. These types of memories are memories that our brain stores at one point in our life, but can be remembered over a lifetime. When people face a major potential life-changing event, their minds have the ability to create this flashbulb memory because of the emotional power behind the event. In the case of Hawaii's false alarm, for decades to come, people will remember where they were standing when they saw the alert come through, how they felt, and what they did in order to react to the situations. I actually have a flashbulb memory of the day of 9/11. I was in my studio apartment, and I was watching Live with Regis and Kelly at the time. My hair was wet. I just got out of the shower. I was brushing my hair, and Live with Regis and Kelly, like the Channel 8 or whatever channel it was, popped up and broke through the Live with Regis and Kelly segment, sort of interrupted it, I guess is a good word. And I saw these planes, a plane fly into a building. And I didn't think anything of it until I saw the second plane flying into the building. And how vividly I'm telling you this is showing you I have a flashbulb memory about this event. So the outcome, I would say, when it comes to flashbulb memories is really just remembering. It's important to understand the power of emotions and how our brain responds, reacts, and remembers events. So one of the other impacts that the Hawaii false alarm may have created was the boy who cried wolf feeling. The false alarm in Hawaii might have the potential to cause the boy who cried wolf type impact for future alerts that may go out. See, in the past, we've seen this type of impact from weather alerts. We see this a lot. For example, the state I live in, Florida. There have been times when a storm was projected to follow a certain route. We all prepared, and then the hurricane did little, if any, damage. Or it said, it's coming to Tampa, but then it went to Orlando. So the next hurricane would be in line, and then people here don't take as many precautions. After events that could have been significantly worse than originally planned, like Hawaii's false alarm, thank God it wasn't real. Sometimes the initial response from people during the subsequent event is this real this time? So the one takeaway or the outcome I would want to share with you about this is always take an alert from the government, the weather center, etc. serious. It is so much better to be safe than sorry. It might mean more planning, preparing, and time up front, but in the event the alert is real, you may save your life and that of your families. So the fourth mental health situation that may have arisen from the Hawaii false alarm is a sense of security. So you would think, how can we be secure from this type of event? Well, here, I was reading an article in the Washington Post, and they said that there were no deaths in Hawaii from the false alarm and no looting of businesses. Despite all the chaos, despite all the opportunity to take from another person, people were responsible with their behaviors and actions. For a state to come together and respect one another, this can bring a sense of security. The false alarm has obviously also allowed for improvements to be made with software systems and the way that we alert people in the future. The outcome, the takeaway, sometimes setbacks and failures, even major ones like the false alarm in Hawaii last week, can be a learning lesson to come back stronger, more knowledgeable, and better prepared. So, I hope you enjoyed this and sort of reflecting on what came out of this event. So many times tragedies occur, but not only negativity arises as a repercussion or consequence after the event. So I hope you enjoyed these 4 varying mental health impacts that have stemmed from Hawaii's false alarm. Do me a favor, go to YouTube, Google, and iTunes and review the Dr. Jaime Show with 5 stars, please. And go ahead and comment below with your biggest takeaway from this particular episode. Have a fabulous day. Thank you so much for listening to the Dr. Jaime Show audio experience. I really hope that you enjoyed the tips and advice given on today's segment. Do me a favor and go to iTunes and my YouTube, and please subscribe to that channel. Every subscribe, every like, every follow helps the Dr. Jaime Show grow so that we can bring you the best guest and the best content possible. And of course, as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to leave that as well. Talk to you soon.